everyone and welcome to Salisbury in Wiltshire. It's my first time to Wiltshire with the channel and my first time to Salisbury, so I'm really looking forward to exploring this place with you. I've been doing lots of research and there's so many fascinating things and so many beautiful things about this city to show you and tell you. So let's go and explore. Salisbury is famous for a number of reasons, not least because it has the tallest spire in the whole of the UK, which stands at 404 feet or 123 metres, and it's been the tallest spire in the UK since 1561. Salisbury is also famous because it has a Guinness World Record, and I'll tell you more about that as we go into the video. In a few minutes time I'm going to be meeting up with another West Country YouTuber called Paul from West Country Wanderings. Some of you may be familiar with him, you may watch his channel, or you may have seen me do videos with him before. I'm really looking forward to meeting up with him. He's a fount of knowledge about all sorts of historical things, and he's been to Salisbury lots as well, so I'm looking forward to exploring Salisbury with him. Salisbury is a lovely city to wander around. There's a really good tourist information centre. It's really easily accessible actually from London by train, and there's a bus from the railway station that will take you out to Stonehenge, which is just 8 miles away. It has a good mix of independent and also big brand shops. Well, here is Paul. He's arrived from the railway station and he's from the channel West Country Wanderings, as I mentioned. Paul, can you just remind us a little bit about your channel, what it's all about?
Yeah, sure. So it's called West Country Wanderings, similar to Louise's Southwest Sundays channel. I cover the entire West Country region. I go up a little bit further, I go up into Herefordshire and Worcestershire as well. Similar sort of content. I do seaside resorts, walking videos looking at the countryside, but I also do videos about railways, lost railway walks. Also, I do canals as well, and at the moment I'm in the middle of walking the entire length of the River Severn from its source in Wales down to the city of Bristol.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks so much for reminding us. It is an absolutely brilliant channel. I thoroughly recommend you check it out. Just walking into the entrance of the cathedral now. I'm just past this Easter garden. Look at this, the tomb with the stone in front of it ready to be rolled away. Salisbury Cathedral is built in the shape of a cross, which is of course an important symbol in Christianity. It took 38 years to build, using 60,000 tonnes of stone, 2,800 tonnes of oak and 420 tonnes of lead. Now, remember just now I was saying about Salisbury Cathedral having a Guinness World Record. Well, it's for this clock. It's a medieval clock and it's the oldest working clock in the world. Wow, just look at this font, and it has a perfect reflection of the stained glass window up there. It's just absolutely beautiful. So here we have the choir stalls. Now, I used to sing as a child in a church choir, but the stalls were nothing like as magnificent as this. There's 106 wooden choir stalls, and they were made in the year 1236. We're having a brilliant time looking around the cathedral, and Paul's just pointed out these tombstones to me and told me some interesting information about them. So Paul, can you remind me what you just said?
Yeah, sure. This is the tomb of one Walter Dillon Wiley. He was bishop here when the cathedral was completed in 1265. And just down the way you have another tomb, St Oswald, who was the bishop of the first cathedral in this area, Old Sarum. He was the second bishop of Old Sarum, and he oversaw the building of the first cathedral around 1092, some considerable time ago. The history in this place is just, well, it's just jaw-dropping. There's just so much of it everywhere you turn.
It is, it's just oozing with history, isn't it? So we're just heading down to look at the Magna Carta now. It's raining outside, so quite pleased to be in the confines of the cathedral still. Magna Carta means the Great Charter, and it's a legal document issued by a king or queen which guarantee certain rights. There's a few vloggers around today, aren't there, Paul?
There certainly are. We've seen a couple of tourists from abroad doing pieces to camera on sticks on their mobile phones as well.
It's quite nice actually, because often we're the only people out doing vlogging. It's nice to see other people doing it, isn't it?
More comfortable.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So the top of the tower is about 68 metres above ground level, and there's nesting peregrines in there, and you can watch them live as well. You can go to the YouTube channel for Salisbury Cathedral and watch a live stream. It's really good to see the attention to detail in the upkeep of this place. These guys are just repairing some stonework there on the floor. So I can't film inside where the Magna Carta is. It's in that cubicle just behind me. So I'm going to go and have a look. I'll show you some illustrations of it, which are on the side of the cubicle. So Salisbury Cathedral houses the best preserved copy of the Magna Carta. There's 4 around the UK, and there may have originally been 13. So there's 2 copies in the British Library, there's one in Lincoln, and there's one here in Salisbury. So the guide was just telling me that all this writing here is what is written on this small manuscript here of the Magna Carta, translated, and the paragraphs in bold are still law today. So this was issued by King John in 1215 during a time of political crisis. It was to help prevent a civil war between the king and his powerful barons. In 2018, someone called Mark Royden tried to steal this Magna Carta to prove that it was a fake. And he got as far as smashing into the documents through the protective case. But he was pursued by cathedral staff and eventually detained, and he ended up with 4 years in prison. It is somewhat soggy today, but hopefully this just gives you a little flavour of Salisbury, and I'm looking forward to coming back on a less soggy day, a bit brighter maybe, and showing you loads more of what Salisbury has to offer, because as I research it, as I look around, there's just so much here. I really can't remember if I've mentioned in this video that the cathedral is 800 years old. It's so nice just to be so close to the city centre, literally a minute away, but surrounded by nature and birdsong, all those things that, as you know, I love. It's just so peaceful here. Oh, do you know what? I thought Paul was talking to somebody there walking along. It's actually his furry microphone. It looks like he's talking to somebody with a black furry head. While it was dry for a bit, we enjoyed a nice stroll around the Cathedral Close, which is the largest cathedral close in the UK, and it's 80 acres. Just be warned, it does close at 11 o'clock in the evening though, when the gates are locked. I love stumbling over this bug cathedral. I've never seen a bug cathedral before, and it was created by young people as part of a Salisbury Cathedral Youth Eco Day back in 2022 to support the local area and the natural world. So Paul, since we last met, what's been going on with your channel?
It's been doing really well at the moment. There's lots of things that have been taking off. I recently did a video on the Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Steam Railway, which is done really well. People seem to like steam trains. That's been taken off. And actually, since the last one, proper one I did with Louise, I actually bumped into Louise.
You did, didn't you? Oh, that was so funny.
In Somerset. I was doing a canal, one of my canal series videos at a place called Ninehead, not that far from Wellington, and I sort of just bumped into each other, and Louise kindly shared that video onto a Facebook group, wasn't it? Was it the Wellington Facebook group?
Yes, I shared it onto the Wellington Facebook group. And
it's kind of really took off from there. People seem to really like that live locally, as well as people that are really interested in canals, because it's a lovely site. And the other thing that's doing well at the moment for me is the Severn Way, and of course I just need a few more bright and sunny days to get back on it again, because it does get muddy on the river banks, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, yeah, I can imagine.
People seem to like that, because there's hardly anything on the Severn Way on YouTube at the moment.
Oh, that's
but,
brilliant. That's so good that you're doing that.
It's doing okay. So, but yeah, I love doing collabs with other YouTubers, and it's also a delight to meet up with Louise, because we cover the same area and we have a similar feel to our videos, although we do it in a different take because we've got a different pair of eyes to it. But I think our channels are quite similar though in the way they come across. I think we're both very lucky to have a really good communities of solid subscribers that always comment on our channels regularly.
We are very
pleasant people. Yes.
And we've both got Facebook groups that run alongside our channels as well, so do check those out.
Thanks, Louise.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
Time was getting on, so we didn't get to see everything in the Cathedral Close area, including the museum, which houses a number of interesting collections. We were getting quite hungry and thirsty by this point, so we headed back into the shopping centre to grab ourselves a coffee. Look at this awesome cinema. This is the Odeon. And it has a Tudor front. Look at the carvings and everything. It's amazing. Oh, this is my favourite coffee shop in the southwest, Boston Tea Party. Unfortunately, they're just shutting for the afternoon. I didn't realise what the time was. It's getting on now. But definitely have a look at Boston Tea Party if you're in the southwest. They do brilliant coffees and food as well. Oh, we just come to Costa Coffee because the other two places were shut. This one's open till 6, I think. And got myself some nice millionaire shortbread and a nice iced coffee there. Charging the devices up. Wow, look at that old building, the Pickled Frog. What a name for a pub. But that is just such an old building. Is that Tudor, Paul? Imagine. We reckon.
Actually, I think it's older than Tudor.
We think it's older than Tudor. Yeah. So there's 5 rivers that run through Salisbury. There's the Nadder, the Ebble, the Wylye, the Bourne, and the Avon. So this is the River Avon, and how beautiful is this, running through the street to Salisbury. It's a different Avon from other Avons, and it runs 65 miles from Pewsey to Christchurch in Dorset, and it joins the Stour there and flows out into Christchurch Harbour. We have an amazing square here in the centre of Salisbury as well, and I believe they hold markets here. I've got lots to tell you about the markets, and I left it all in my notes at home, so I'm going to do a little piece about that now. Since 1227 there's been a retail market taking place in the square here, and it takes place every Tuesday and every Saturday now, except for the 3rd Tuesday in October, when there's a big fair on, and that's been running since 1227 too. Wow, what an incredible place Salisbury is. I've really enjoyed my day here. It's been so lovely looking around. I feel like I haven't really covered very much because there's just so much to see around the cathedral area that time ran out to cover much else of the city. But I hope you've enjoyed what I've shown you anyway, and we've had some fun moments, me and Paul, like with the furry head walking along the hedge and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed the funny bits as well. Let's go and say hello to Paul again and see what he thought of the day. Oh, Paul is just this second publishing his video, his latest video on YouTube. Have you done it? Published?
Yeah, here it goes. Yep. It's done.
Ping, and it's up. What video is that, Paul?
That's my monthly vlog, which I just filmed in Cotswolds, down Amberley.
Oh wow, looking forward to
on that channel now.
Looking forward to that. Have you enjoyed your day in Salisbury?
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's a lovely place. There's so much history. It's like everywhere corner you go, there's a blue plaque saying this person lived here, this artist, this writer, and it's just dripping in connections to our monarchy and the history of England. It's a tremendous place to come and visit and explore. Yeah,
cool, excellent. Thanks so much. It's been a brilliant day exploring the city with you. So remind us of the name of your channel again.
It's West Country Wandering, so similar area to what Louise covers. So yeah, same kind of area here in the southwest of England.
Cool.
It's been an absolute pleasure here filming with Louise today. Really enjoyed it. It's been brilliant.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.